another fine day at the saw yard. We have the first of two mystery logs up on the mill today. These were delivered to me in a load of locust. I was told they were locust. I paid for locust, but they are not locust. My guesses on this one is that it could either be ash or walnut. I'm hoping it's walnut because I poked in on the rotted end a little bit and I see some dark colored wood past the sapwood, or it could just be rotten ash. We'll see, we'll know once we slice into it. Here's the other log. Pretty sure this one's ash based on the bark that is still remaining. Doesn't quite look like walnut bark to me. And where I did some digging on the end grain here, I wasn't running into any dark colored wood as you got past the sapwood. So my guess is that this is ash. Regardless, both of them are going to be figured and curly no matter what's inside. Let's see if we can get a good angle on the figuring there. Yeah, there you go. See those lumps in the log? It's going to have some figure. It's going to have some curl. Depending on where you look on this one, you can see its tiger stripes. So, good figure, good grain, regardless of what these are. Let's just hope they're not too far rotten to get a decent yield out of them. Stay tuned. Well, we now have a positive, irrefutable ID. It is ash, indeed. In fact, it is spalted, curly ash. So what I did find on the end here, that dark wood, was indeed some water damaged, starting to rot wood. No problem. That gets cut off right here. We still got 10 clear feet of usable material. Got a nice little piece of crotch figuring right there. There's again some curl as we get into some of the figuring. And so we're gonna flip this log over now and start taking slab cuts from the other side, and we'll see what we end up getting. Stay tuned. By the way, I also had to replace my bandsaw blade here, and wow, let me tell you, the new Wood-Mizer blades, the 747s that they just came out with a couple months ago, one blade took me through 4 entire locust logs. And locust is a really dense, tough wood. And then that same blade got me through the first pass on this cut of the ash log. And ash is pretty dense, and to boot, this is a seasoned ash log, which makes the wood even tougher to saw through. So 4 whole locust logs, and the first cut on this ash log, 1 blade, 747. I was very impressed with that. Usually 4 logs plus starting on the 5th, you've usually gone through 2 blades, 2.5 times blades already. So looks promising. Okay, so after coming off the mill, the 2 big slabs that we took at 9/4, 2¼ inches, one of them started to really split down at the soggy, rotten end. I guess this material down here just couldn't hold the strength together anymore to keep everything all together. So it started cracking. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the length of these at 8'6" approximately. Try to take some of that load off of the ends there. And it is what it is. 8 foot still plenty long. 8 foot, 19-20 inches wide along the live edge. Still 2 good sized slabs at 9/4 thick. And beyond that, we got 5 pieces of quarter sawn at 5/4 inch thick, 5/4 by 8 inches wide. Nice solid material. Once again, we'll probably cut these just past the spalting here at the rotten end. These would end up being 8'6", 9 foot, something like that. So that's a good yield out of that same log as well. Okay, so we got that second mystery log loaded up here, which we pretty much know to be ash, no question about it, based on the bark and based by a little poking I did. And now I had to trim off the wings a little bit down at the butt end, so the blade guides would fit through, because it flared out quite a bit. And it is definitely ash, it is definitely spalted. Got a little dip pocket here on this face of the bark, so we're going to take this first, see what's underneath there, then flip it over and decide if we're going to take slabs or if we're going to take dimensional. Stay tuned. Also, one other thing to mention, like I said, I've been using the Wood-Mizer 747 blades on the locust and then on the first ash log here, and that's still what I have loaded in the mill. I will say that it did not fly through the seasoned ash log as well as it did through all of that locust I cut. I can only assume that 747 refers to the tooth angles. Maybe it's a staggered 7 degree, 4 degree, 7 degree. I know 4 degree cuts through locust very nicely. That's what I had been using. So maybe that's an indicator. Seasoned logs I usually use 9 degree. As well as 9 degree for walnut and cherry. Eager to see what these 747 blades do on walnuts and cherries next week when I cut. We'll see how they hold up. Maybe there's some truth to my 747 idea. Usually 4 degrees is also good for fresh ash, not seasoned ash. So maybe that's the qualifier there. More info to come. Stay tuned. Well, let's just finish up on this end of a gloomy day at the sawmill here. Let's see what our tally was with these 2 ash logs. We've got 4 slabs, 2 from the first log, nice big ones, and then 2, skinnier ones from the second log. So that's 2 at 9/4, 1 at 8/4, another one at 6/4. We've got 10 pieces of 5/4 by 8. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of 6/4 by 10 to 12. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of 8/4 by 8. 2 bowl turning blanks right there left in that hunk. And then some firewood scraps for my buddy who comes and collects all of the sawmill cutoffs to heat his home. We have enough firewood here. I can give some away when I have it. Alright, so that's the wrap up. I believe when I calculated it all out, it's something like 280 board feet of material, 9 footers, various widths and thicknesses from these 2 logs. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed this little dissection of these 2 mystery ash logs. Next week we will hit these walnuts that we have here, and then possibly these flame and quilted cherry logs. Stay tuned. Thanks for following.